Hello, everybody. Oh, no. Welcome back to Stephen Baum. It's day 4, the penultimate day of Stephen Baum. Today's episode was called We Need to Talk. It was a Greg episode, a Greg and Rose episode, and I was so excited, and I still am so excited, and I can't even articulate my feelings. First things first, right off the bat, Stefani makes an appearance. The second they started dancing, I was just like, fuse, 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 and they did, even if it was just for a few seconds. It was so great. Also, we find out that Connie's parents do not know about the fusing, and most likely the sword fighting, and any magic in general, which is probably for the best, but will most likely be dealt with at a later date, so that's going to be an interesting episode. We also get some Greg and Rose development, which was really, really nice, because Story for Steven, I love that episode, but that's one of the most rushed episodes of the series for me, and I like that in this episode, Greg sort of backtracks and says, you know, we really rushed into this, didn't we? The song! It was so good! What Can I Do For You, I'm assuming that it's called? Oh, I was so excited, and Rose's singing voice, top notch. And then we get to see Rose and Pearl fuse and make Rainbow Quartz. And Rainbow Quartz was like really awesome, like this 80s vixen type design, and I really, really dug it. Jealous Pearl makes another appearance, which is nice. I'm really interested in seeing how Rose felt about Pearl, because they seem to have chemistry in this episode, but then she goes right on and kisses Greg, so that's a little weird. I'm not sure how exactly the dynamic works, if it's exactly one-sided or not. Garnet, as always, is fabulous when she goes and says to Greg, like, you know, I think you can do it. You just have to, you know, be yourself and dance like you and put yourselves together in a way that makes sense. And she knows that he's not going to be able to do it, but you know, the goal is just to get them to talk to each other and, you know, to have this connection. And it was really, really sweet. Garnet is always perfection. I think I get it. When they're having that really nice romantic moment and then she just starts laughing at him, it hurts. I can feel the pain in his heart at that moment. And then he, like, snaps at her and she's just like, I'm not a human. I don't know. What is this? What? I don't know. So awkward and adorable. Rose, I'm growing concerned about the future. Just ask Garnet! Future vision. Also, when Greg asks how she came about Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, she says that's 3 long stories, so I can't wait to get those 3 long stories. She also says that she never misses her home planet, ever. Which, again, interesting, because we know that Pearl misses Homeworld a little bit. Yeah, this episode was just so good. There's really not much for me to pick apart. It's all pretty simple, but all very necessary, in my opinion. I like how everything was dealt with. I liked the pacing. I liked the flashback. I love seeing Amethyst in her junior sort of phase, whatever it was. Even though she's thousands of years old, I'm guessing that gems just age a lot slower than normal people. But it does seem weird that in, like, a very human sort of a time span, she's developed from this preteen into sort of a teenager, if that's truly how slowly gems age. But I don't know, that's a nitpick. Also, considering that the gems didn't really have a lot of connections with humans, supposedly, except for Rose, it's weird that all of their outfits sort of mimic 80s fashion. I just thought that that was kind of weird. Like, even though they're not super into humans, they subconsciously mimic their styles. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. This is basically a hype episode. It makes me hyped for more Stefani. It makes me hyped to see what Connie's reaction is going to be when her parents inevitably find out about all of this and she has to sort of pick a side. I'm excited to see the backstory of how Rose came to be with Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. I'm excited to see more Greg and Rose, because hopefully we'll get more of that, because I think there's room for it, at least one more episode dealing with them. It's the second to last episode in Stephen Baum. Tomorrow is the last day. Sadness. I don't know if we're gonna get a really epic finale to Stephen Baum or not. All of these episodes just kind of seem like the next episodes that were supposed to run and not like episodes that were supposed to build up to something. So, I don't know. Either way, I have thoroughly enjoyed Stephen Baum thus far, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the last day. Goodbye!